Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Friday, December the 27th, 2024. Test on the mic 1, 2. Test. Come on in. Hi, Tina. I see you. I see you. Good morning. Hi, Shay. Hi, Summer Sun. I love your name. It's very festive. Hi, Wendy. Holly, good to see you again. Thank you, Ponzi. Happy Friday to you. Thank you for that. Ponzi sent a happy Friday. Thank you. We made it through a crazy holiday week. I'm pretty sure I gained 5 pounds. There was a ton of banana pudding left over. That's bad because I eat it every day. I know that's my favorite. Good morning, Zesty. I know. How can you not eat everything? Ugh, everything was so delicious. Terry Henderson is using her stickers. Jeannie Anderson, who's making the fantastic cup. I can't believe it still. Hey, Melanie. Hi, Cheryl. Melissa and Zoe. Good morning. Good morning, Amy. I know. I think maybe Jeannie Anderson maybe she'll take orders. She might take orders. Shannon Brooks in the house. Come on in. Thank you for the heart, Ming. Oh, you've not seen the cup, Sunshine Queen? Let me show you the cup that Jenny Alderson is making for me. I couldn't even believe it when I saw it. Watch. Look at the handle. Can you even believe it? Oh, yeah. You want to order? Let her know. Can you believe it, guys? Look at that. Oh my God, it's so magical. I can't get over the handle part. I can't get over that. That's so creative. Oh my goodness. Hold on, my color's off here. I don't know what happened. My lighting is like not right today. Ugh, low this basement. Ugh, down in the dungeon. Thank you, Jenny. I'm so excited. I look so forward to look at it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if she has a page, but you can follow her. Maybe send her a message. Um she's pinned at the top there. Jeannie Alderson. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Courtney with the K. It's just so weird. The lighting's so weird down here. My hair's not that yellow, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it's like almost greenish. It's really weird. Loathe. Hate, 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 hate. Loathe. That's me when it comes to the basement. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Angel Wing. Oh my goodness. A lot of folks are in here already. Let's see if we can make it to 2.8. Let's see if we can make it to 10,000 likes. We're at 2.8 right now. There's 165 souls in the room. Today's live goal is 5 Happy Fridays, and I'll get that pinned up in case you want to send me a Happy Friday. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, gorgeous. Tapping is clapping. Thank you, A. Griffin. Thank you. Butterfly Angels in the house. Come on in. I'm having a hot flash, honey. Oh, Lord, no. No big plans for the weekend. By the way, if you guys want somebody that can make you some awesome other stuff, I'm going to pin Sunshine because she made this. Her little coasters are back there on the table, so I can't reach them. But she made me this amazing mouse pad. So make sure you give her a follow. And if she can make you some stuff, let her know. Yeah. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Greta. Oh, good. So good to see you. Ponzi's in here. Greta's in here. Sunshine. Oh, yes, we're talking cases. Oh, yes. I've got a lot of cases. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, but there was something I wanted to get out of the way first. If you guys wouldn't mind, and I know you don't, but we do have a packed show. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'll get you updated on the headlines, the two headlines I want to talk about, and then something else new I want to bring to you guys. Okay. No update on tan lines. I will most likely text today. It's been a few days, and I will find out and see if I can get you guys updated, okay? So, I'm not sure what happened yesterday. There seemed to be some sort of misunderstanding. And I wanted to give my friend A. Griffin the chance to straighten it out because so I'm not sure what happened. So I'm not in one side or the other. I think it was a misunderstanding. I think so. On somebody else's part, I have seen the proof that she wasn't in Soul Sister's room at all. She has shown me her live log, which I didn't even know was a thing. Apparently, wherever you go, there's a trail. So I'm going to give her. We're not going to linger on it. I've got so much packed in the show, but I wanted to give her a chance to straighten out any misconception or misunderstanding because she has done so much good work on the back end on stuff, especially the Katie Ferguson case. If it weren't for her, we wouldn't have a hold of this case. So for that, I owe her the opportunity to straighten up anything that may have went wrong, okay? Hey, friend.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Didn't sleep much, but thanks for letting me use your platform to address this.
No problem.
So, I guess I don't even know where to start. I was made aware late last night that I was being accused, I guess, of being in somebody's live. I don't know who this person is. And I guess everybody just decided to believe that, I guess, and just fall in suit. And I guess, I don't know, a lot of smack was talked. I don't know, I'm pretty mad and I'm trying to bite my tongue and be mature about this. But we're grown women and gentlemen fighting for justice for people and seeking the truth. And then you got these people that go live in these little cliques and groups, and they're like high school mean girls. And they pick and torment and bully people. But I'm one that's going to stand up and bounce it right back. So if anybody wants to come on and say to me, hey, I was in such and such live, I mean, can somebody explain to me what I did, first of all, or what I'm being accused of doing?
It seemed to be that somebody, and I don't even remember who and what. I mean, it went so fast, but somebody had said that you were in Soul Sisters Live, of whom I don't know either. I've just heard of her the last few days for the very first time myself. And apparently there's some kind of tiff between her and so-called Mess, which is none of my business. And so somebody had said that you were over there, and maybe it was a mistake. It could have been that they thought they saw, but everybody, soul search, yes, everybody's free to go into whatever room they want to go in. But you actually
Absolutely.
was
But I
very,
was not.
because you care about what people think, and you were really worried about this and upset because you don't want to put out that perception. What
No,
if one person
absolutely.
says it, even if it's a mistake, it may catch fire, and then it
When you're
spread, and
threatening
then
to
next thing you
dox
know,
me,
you and Soul Search are besties, and Lord knows what it could turn into. Ugh.
so when you're threatening to dox me live, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, that would have bothered me, but I welcome it now. I am who I say I am on social media. I don't hide behind these cute little names. My name is Ariane Griffin, and that's who I am. And I don't know what I did. Even if I was in somebody's live, I mean, how often do you accidentally bounce through somebody's live? But I
Yeah.
wasn't in her live. I downloaded my TikTok data and sent it to Steph. And it tells you literally every person you've searched for, the time. I sent her everything, my location and everything. So if somebody else wants to come back and pull their data and show me where I got on their live and the comment that was made or who brought my name into it, I welcome that because I can prove I was elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I hopped on the live and tried talking to people, and Cocoa Puffs was trying to talk to me in the chat, and then somebody addressed me from the panel. I don't even know who was up there really. And then boom, I was booted off. And I believe it was Cajun Honeys that I was in. And then later I tried to get several of them, and everybody blocked me. Everybody knows I've got backup accounts. And yes, I went in through those, and I had friends trying to go in, and every time they said, hey, Griffin's blocked, they would block that person. Why not let me in and address it if you're talking about me? That
Yeah.
people want to sit and late night talk because what? They're not happy, or
Yeah.
obviously they're missing something inside that they've got to pour that toxic behavior and those kind of, that out at somebody else. I don't understand that. We're all here for a different reason. I hopped on a live earlier when I saw you, and I think it was Butterfly Angel or Bipolar Angel, maybe. And you can see that in the log. And I gifted you and her and whoever else was up there. And Micah was a topic. I scrolled through the chat real quick. That was all I saw. I most certainly, if somebody was being badmouthed on a live, would not condone it in any way, shape, or form.
So Cajun Honey is in here. She says that she did block you, and she mentioned that she thought they had you confused with someone else.
So I don't know if she
And
has a
they
mod.
looked, and
They
they
were
looked in
quick.
the and your name wasn't on the block list. It's very odd, and I thought it might be a TikTok glitch because it's just been since they've done the
No.
latest update. There's been glitch left and right. So I don't
I
really
can
know what
see her,
happened.
but I mean, I can see her, but I don't know if I can see her right now or not, actually. I think she
Oh,
does
it's
have
in
them
here.
blocked, but there was several of them. And then after that, there was another live. And let's see, I believe it was maybe, I don't know. I'm just throwing names out there that I'm familiar with because these are ones I was able to search. I showed you my search history even of where I looked you up and was looking up these other people trying to go back and forth to find the accounts. And you're more than welcome to show them. I don't have anything to hide. But if you're going to come for me, then make sure you're telling the truth and you get your facts straight because threatening to dox me on a live isn't very smart, nor is it legal. And I can back what I have to say up. I don't have to ruin anybody's life with lies.
Yeah.
All I have to do is tell the truth. So,
Yeah, I mean, and anybody's allowed to go in anybody's live. I and when I'm scrolling through, sometimes when you're scrolling through your FYP, your lives, sometimes it appears that you're in there. But then at the end of the day, like who cares who is where? In my
that's just
opinion.
it. I was on my son's live and I had been on his live for several hours and I'm trying to help him out, modding for him and stuff. So I'd actually been on his live and you can see where I'm on his live. I've sent you the proof and it shows every comment that I'm making throughout his live and what I'm doing for his. So I didn't stumble onto anybody else's. I mean, even if I am in somebody else's live, if I hear them talking bad about my people or the people I care about, I'm most certainly going to be the first to speak up. So, I
Hey,
wasn't
Graham.
there.
Hey,
Good morning.
good morning. I was in that live, and I believe I was on. I can't remember if I was on panel when all that went down or not. Um, but I was in the live. I'm one of her mods. I didn't block you. I don't know who did. Um, I'll get with Carrie. She's one of the main mods
Hmm.
and see what happened. Um,
Whoever was blocking was quick. The second my name was dropped, Griffin was blocked because that's what I was dropping on my other accounts.
mhm.
The second it was dropped, it was quick. Somebody was blocking immediately. And I've got the screenshots. It says blocked by host. And that was Cajun Honeys that was doing
It
that.
wasn't Cajun Honey's
Well,
live.
she was the host of that live, is what I'm saying.
Cajun wasn't the host of that live.
No, it was Butterfly was the host.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
that I don't believe Butterfly was blocking anybody.
No, I
No,
think
she
Um,
wasn't.
I believe it was a moderator that was in there doing it, just because it was so quick. But then again, I don't
yeah,
know. So, but
I don't know.
regardless, I don't need to come in their lives anymore, anyways. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I
I don't
just
need
wanted.
that childlike behavior. But I mean, but I'm just
Yes.
saying, if I'm going to be accused of something, then at least give me
Well,
something I've actually done. I haven't, don't
um,
waste your breath and time on me. I mean, if that's what you got to do and you're not picking on other people, that's fine. You're not hurting me any. But when you threaten to dox me, we got issues.
who can you tell me who did that?
No, I'm
Because
just going
I
to leave it
was.
at that because I don't need to run my mouth up here. I mean, I'm not,
Yes.
I'm not like that. I'm not going to tear somebody down and have everybody jump on my bandwagon, trying to help me out either. I can hold my own. I'm just saying you don't
Mhm.
go there. It's not okay.
I will say that we've had people come in and screen record Butterfly in times when she's been upset, hosted it. I'm not saying you did it. We know who did it.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
do that. I wouldn't do that.
so there is a level of protection that we feel that we need to protect. So when people,
I understand that, but everybody knows me from
yes,
Stephs and Butterfly followed me and I followed her.
yes,
Like I'm not out there doing that to people. True crime,
yes,
meatloaf, I call her.
yes,
I don't care for her, and that is one person I've made it very clear I don't care for that person. That's
mm-hmm,
and I've made that, but elsewise I don't have no beef with anybody. Like I'm not.
yes.
I mean, if you feel better picking on
Right?
me, it's fine.
Yes.
I'm always going to be the one that goes for the underdog, but enough's enough. Like, people need to grow the hell up. Like, how long did that go on for? I mean, I tried for a long time. And then they did another live, and then there was like 6 people up on that panel, and I hopped on and boom, and they're like, oh, that's her. Look at the red hair. I ain't had red hair a day in my life. I mean, just the.
I think that we had gotten you confused with Andy. I think that's what it was.
I mean, Andy or not. I mean, who cares if Andy was on whoever's live? I mean, I don't understand why we're
Because
wasting our
we
breath
have to,
on.
because what people do not understand, we have to have our guards up whenever they go over there to that side, because that side has been nothing but full of hate. People have been doxxed. People's jobs have been called.
But do you see
People,
what a misunderstanding did in your life and how long, or whoever's life, I'm not you, and how long it's gone on and how much crap was talked about me and they threatened to dox me and it wasn't even me.
I was in there,
I
and
mean, why not just block
I've
me and
never
move
heard
on?
anybody say about doxing you.
Hey, I tell you right where I'm in Nebraska. I'm in Grand Island. You want the street? Because I'll put you here next. I'm not worried about it. Come for me. I mean, that's stupid. People need to grow up.
I just wanted to come
Yeah.
say that if it was my live or not, I don't know. I think it might have been. But I,
Yes, Sean, I did. I said her first name. Big Whoop.
Chelsea, let Butterfly talk, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted everybody to know that I didn't block anybody. I didn't have a chance. I don't know if a lot of y'all know, I have mental issues, okay? So a lot of fast comments, a lot of all that, I can't read it and I can't, control what's going on. So I have moderators, and yes, they, maybe are putting people that they don't need to, and they told me to, recheck it later because they didn't know. They wanted to make sure. But yes, I don't want anyone blocked that doesn't need to be blocked. That's not me. I'm not that way. I don't roll that way. I promise you. I do not have beef with anybody or nothing like that. The only people I've ever tried to block from was the people that were, well, of course, everybody knows. I mean, that few little people of the group, the few people, I know y'all know who I'm talking about. But other than
Yeah.
that, I've never tried to. I promise.
I think it was just like somebody said in the comments, a genuine accident, and I just wanted to give um, a quick platform for everybody to kind of clear that up, because I don't want nobody fighting over something that was just said in passing or a mistake. And I want everybody to remember while we're here, and that's to talk about true crime and to justice for Micah and justice for those who don't have a voice. Our energy can be best spent focusing on that instead of trying to focus on each other. Um, and I understand why people have to be protective as well, because you get attached to folks on here and they become like your family. But I just wanted to everyone to know that A. Griffin's a pretty cool person, and she really cares, and she's an advocate. So if we can all just kind of start over, um, and just kind of move on from here, I think that's probably what's best. Exactly, Beast. We're all grown women. Uh-oh, I don't know if I click on everybody's thing now. There's some kind of noise. There you go.
I said thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that. I just wanted to address it. If anybody has something with me, they can come to me personally. I agree that our so much energy goes into that it can be spent doing so much more productive work, and it takes very little to be kind, and kindness is free,
Yeah, that's so true.
and A. Griffin, I wasn't the one that blocked you or doxed you or knocked anybody else out that was saying anything. I do want to apologize because as a moderator, I'll let I'll get with Carrie and we can figure out where this came in and try to regroup. on some things. And I do apologize for that. But not but, because that sounds like I'm sorry, but it's not an excuse. But I have been screen recorded multiple times. I have had.
Just know that if I am in a live or something, I might screen record just so I have it for your guys' back later on, and it's
Yes.
not
Yes.
for any reason, just because I see something that's shifty, and I just might screen record just because I've seen you guys have needed them before. But I mean, like I said, there's only the one person that I've had an issue with, and then those that were picking on Steph, and I had an issue with that, and I won't tolerate it. She's my friend.
And those are the ones, any of them that have had problems with Steph, that have come after her, they get blocked.
Right.
And
and I had been in Butterflies earlier that night when Steph was on, and I gifted everybody, and I don't understand why people think I would come in and spend 30 or 40 bucks gifting everybody and then turn around and be selling somebody out.
yes, and I'm sorry, and
right, and wrong is wrong, and
yes, yes.
I mean, I don't care if I stand over here by myself. I'll stand alone, but if I'm not perfect by any means. I don't mean that. I just
yes, no. Butterfly is a loving, kind, gentle soul, and she would never intentionally hurt anybody or do anything like that.
and I agree. I don't think anybody's like that. I mean, there's only one side that I've seen that's like that. I like to call it love, but I mean, that's it.
Yes, and so, with, I've been fine so far with the screen recordings of me. I don't care, and I'm not saying that you come in and screen record. I'm just saying we're trying to be careful. I can handle it. Now, there is one screen recording of me that was done by a male, and it was done, I got to use my words correctly. It was inappropriate.
Oh, absolutely. I have never given anybody my screen recordings, and if you guys also, like, it'll show you every time I've been in live. You'd be amazed at the data TikTok keeps and how well you can read those.
And we normally, when somebody gets blocked by accident, it's happened by accident, because when you've got, there were people coming in that needed to be blocked. So when you've got it and it's going so fast, sometimes
about 5 other people in that account last night. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about anybody else that may have been blocked, like that's in the comments saying they were blocked. Just reach out to one of us. Unfortunately, this has turned into a crapshoot of people that are going after each other, and the shame of it all is we all came together because of Micah, and they're turning it into about themselves and their personal feelings, and it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with getting justice for her, and there's so many distractions going on out there, and so many people doing things, and doing shady stuff. And
I came to this platform like in July, and I came to Steph with Katie's case, and it was relentless. And I just knew that she needed justice. And I love you, Steph.
No.
And I have, I did say, and I'm sorry, I should have spoke up, but I was trying to watch because there were people in there with bad intent. And so, but I know I've seen your name come across so many times of you gifting Steph and giving subscriptions to people in this group and things like that. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that, I see what you do for Steph. I see the support that you give her. and you're probably one of her top supporters. I've seen it. I mean, I see your name popping up all the time with gift and subscriptions and sending gifts to her. So, um, and this is a a good lesson for me to sit back and say, okay, if there's something going on like this, like I need to stop and pay a little bit more attention instead of trying to watch who's coming in the door. It's hard trying to balance it, but and we've got to remember too, guys. We have got to remember it's not that hard for somebody to make a fake account using somebody's name, their profile picture, and go into these lives. I mean, it's not that hard.
Well, just
So,
saying, this platform, how many accounts are actually fake? There's over half of
mhm,
them are, and how many are created every single day. But I
Yeah.
mean, just come to me
yes,
and tell me, somebody came to me and told me, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Hopped off my son's live, and
yes. And I
just
should
what
have
was going
stepped
on,
up.
and nobody even wanted to hear me. Somebody had addressed me from the
Mhm,
panel, said, hey, Griffin, and they were starting to talk to me, and then Coco Puff was talking to me in the chat. She was at least talking to me, and I was like, what's going on?
mhm.
And then boom, I'm blocked.
Yes, and while I didn't block you, I will take accountability because
I don't know.
I knew, and I've seen your name so many times in Steph's live, and I should have stepped up and spoke up and been like, I think, you know, we need to look at this. And I know Butterfly was overwhelmed with everything going on in that live, um, and the stuff happening. So, Butterfly is an amazing woman. Um,
I just pray a hedge
and
of protection around all of us, and God
yes,
knows our hearts, and He
exactly.
keeps us safe, and
Yes,
Yes.
just
yes.
and
Yes, and I think, we got to step back and not be so reactive. But there are, and I'm not saying this to you, A. Griffin, there are going to be people that are blocked. It's not because you go into somebody else's life, it's how you behave in somebody else's life. And if
absolutely.
your behavior makes us feel unsafe, then we're going to block you because we want to be able to discuss things and we can't make it 100 proof. That if we just saw you over there dogging out people,
Yes. Thank you.
Right.
I'm seeing in the
we're probably gonna block. Okay, sorry,
I'm
Steph, go ahead.
sorry. No, I'm seeing in the comments they're really wanting to get back to the true crime stuff. So, thank you, ladies. You're welcome to stay on the panel and talk about these true crime cases I got to talk about. You're welcome to jump down. I appreciate you being in here. I appreciate everybody giving me a moment to let these ladies speak and work this out because that means the world to me. That this is straightened out and that we all can go back to focusing on what we need to focus on. Okay.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you, Steph.
Everybody have a
Thank you,
blessed day.
A. Griffin, for
Thank you, hon. I
listening.
appreciate you. Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank
much.
I
you.
love
No,
you,
I
Steph.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
I
Oh
love
my,
you.
love you
Thank
back.
you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I know. I don't, and it's like the cats know when I'm on my show. They never sit there until I'm on the show. And then they're like, "Oh, hey, I'm ready for my close up." It's so funny. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can scoop this out. Littles. His name is Littles. I had his DNA done, and he is part. Um. What is that? The forest cat, Norwegian forest, or something like that. And he's got a little Maine Coon in him, so he's a little fluffy fluff. Yeah, thank you guys for coming in here. Oh my goodness. What are your weekend plans? Woo, mine is to rest from this crazy week. Oh man. Here's one true crime. Um quick update. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. Um Luigi Mangione. I bet you there's nobody in here that don't know that name. Yeah. Who can tell me, because I didn't know it was a thing, that juries can just decide whatever they want to do and ignore the law? I'm just, a little bit taken back by that. The fact that he could absolutely get away with what he has been alleged to have done. But this is a thing. Okay? So, we're talking about the fact that this alleged slaughterer has become this folk hero. A lot of people see him as somebody that stepped up for them and spoke. Yes, that's right. Jury nullification, and we'll talk about that. Right? So he has a lot of people who thinks he's cute and just all sorts of things. But the public support could influence it because of jury bias and jury nullification, like they said in the comments. And when I first read about this, I said, jury nullified? Let me give you the definition. Jury nullification is when jurors ignore the law to side with the defendant. Prosecutors worry that public anger toward the healthcare industry could push jurors to acquit Mangione despite strong evidence against him. It's where jurors ignore the law to side with the defendant. I did not know you could do that. Okay, let me know if I'm wrong, okay? Because I want to understand this. Terry Henderson said never heard of that. Hey, Marge C., good to see you. Is that why, Justin? Because the prosecution is saying, the defense is saying that's kind of overkill that they added that terrorism charge. But even if, is that a different, because it's a federal jury, which is more likely to be less tainted. This is my niece's cat. She's temporarily staying with us. And my cats, I have 2 cats, and they do not. It's been a week and we are still having cat fights. So we're trying to get used to each other. It's tough having three of them. His case will be relocated. You feel that way, cousin? Just Jen says that's why they want a more sophisticated jury. Jenny says whether the case is moved out or not, people like him everywhere. That seems to be true. There seems to be a lot, like it doesn't matter what state, there is a Luigi fan everywhere. I agree, MJ. KJ says getting a non-biased jury will be impossible. Well, Mangione's lawyers come out and really, they came out and said, really the only thing we can do is, he might have a chance if there's an insanity plea. So you've got the defense calling insanity. You've got the prosecution calling terrorism. And you've got the public calling hero. Some of the public. I'm not, MJ says he's more important than the spotlight for that spotlight than our children. The insanity defense is going to be hard because of the planation of everything, the manifesto, the planning, the calculations, the waiting. Right, KJ. So you've got defense versus prosecution versus public. What I'm stuck on is the fact that they don't have to follow the law. They can just be like, well, okay, for example, if I don't know, Taylor Swift goes on trial for slaughter, and everybody on the panel, everybody in the jury was a Taylor Swift fan since the age of 8, they can all vote that she's not guilty because she's Taylor Swift and they like her. That should not even be a thing. If I understand it right. Pretty in Pink says, I can't understand one thing. Did Luigi have 2 big bags? One found in New York and the other one found on him? I'm not sure about that. I know there was the one he put the Monopoly money in, which is something he got from the Joker, from what I understand. Cassandra says you have to prove the reason why the law seems unjustified, if I remember correctly. You have to prove reason why the law seems unjustified. Interesting. That's interesting. So, I don't know the amount, but it was just stuffed full of the Monopoly money. And apparently that's a scene from the Joker. I don't remember that scene, but apparently it is. Oh, I don't know. She's probably busy this morning. Tapping as a clapping. That's right. We have 29,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 630. Let's see if we can get to 50,000 likes. We have 235 souls in the room. Today's live goal is 5 Happy Fridays, and I'm going to pin that. We are 1 away from the goal. Jen Z-Mill, thank you for sending that, and we reached that goal. Thank you. $286. How interesting. Why that specific amount, New Jersey Mom? If it was $886. Oh. So do we know for sure? Do we know? I misunderstood that to be the amount in the backpack. And the other thing that is concerning for me is that it could really set a precedence for future trials. Because really, I mean, I hate to be, and I'm not trying to be disheartening to Brian Thompson's family. Okay. He had a wife, he had a family. Just like us peasants, or peasants, not pheasants, peasants in the world. We all got the family, okay? But how many? Terry Henderson just sent a subscription. Cindy J04, if you're in the room, you're now an SCF subscriber. Welcome to the family. Oh, Laura, your family of Brian Thompson? Peasants. Yeah. I don't know. Why did I say peasants? Sometimes as you get older, your brain mixes words up. Well, Ashley from the band Hennessy is in here, everybody. Um, I'm not quite buying the AI thing. I don't think that it has kind of I don't believe it does in this instance. In this case. Now, I'm not saying that it's not on other cases, but I don't believe AI had a version in this case. Thank you, Butterfly. Laurie, how in what relation to Brian Thompson are you? Ashley says they could take photos or videos. Oh, I'm sure, but I don't know if it's high up. I believe that that it really was somebody at the McDonald's. I believe they called it in. I believe they went and got him. I believe uh the pictures were the pictures. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Laurie. Laurie is the first cousin of Brian. Laurie, and you're welcome to come up to the panel and speak if you would like to say anything. But how are you doing? How is you and your family doing? I think that we get into the statistics of the case a lot of times, and it's important to remember that sometime family is in here and sometime family is listening, and we have to always be respectful. I understand. Fingerprints don't lie, they say. He 3D printed the weapon for sure. Um, it was a ghost gun. I mean, there are so many facts in this case that I don't think that they would have do it that AI is involved. Laurie says we are handling it as anyone would. Still, a lot of the unknown in social media is hard. Laurie, I couldn't imagine losing someone in that way, my family member, and then having the assailant turn into some kind of folklore hero, kind of like a modern day John Q, except John Q was trying to save his son's life. He wasn't walking around the street looking for a life to take. And remember that everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Everything here is alleged. Thank you, Lady in Red. How easy. We are talking about Luigi Mangione and the possible jury temptation from just this social media. And I see all through everything I scroll through. And it doesn't make sense to me. Laurie says we graduated the same year, but at rival schools in the Midwest. You can't hear me? Maybe go back out and come in. Oh, so they fixed it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. We are at 40,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 50,000. We have 234 souls in the room. I am still stuck on jury nullification. Did not ever have heard that. I've never heard that term. Of course, I'm not a law person. I don't have a law degree. I had to take some business law in college, but that was about it. Laura says, we were family and we knew he was big in the company, but not to that extent. Yes, our cousins, my new sign is here, but I'm going to keep it boxed up until we get into the new house and just kind of use that one, even though it has gray hair. But then so do I here lately. So maybe it matches after all. Laurie, Brian's cousin, says he was a normal small town guy driving a Jeep. In fact, he started at United Healthcare a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago, Laurie, and worked his way up. His cousin Laurie says he never acted or shown up on money. That's right. He was. That's what I thought. He started as an employee and worked his way up. Wisdom, glitter hairs. I agree. And Laurie, can you confirm whether or not, because there are articles that say that he had been receiving some sort of threats prior to this incident? And they're saying, well, that's kind of normal, but when do we normally expect people's threats to be normalized? I just hate that it's the norm that people get threatened simply because of the profession they're in or the amount of money they have. His wife and his children, his family, like Laurie, have to go on without him. And that's hard. Oh, it was normal for the area. Got you. Oh man, it's heartbreaking. I mean, am I a fan of United Healthcare? No. But um what boggles my mind, and if y'all call, and it's probably up by now, I'll have to remember. It was last Wednesday, right? I'll have to look at my calendar, but the last time I was on TMZ, I told Harvey Levin that I didn't understand why Luigi is upset with somebody of whom he has just as much money as. And Harvey said that's a good point, and that we're going to talk about that. And that came out on the day that the news came out that he had been bragging about his money over in Vietnam. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Freckles says true, but we can have compassion for family members that didn't have anything to do with it. And that's the biggest point is, you know, um, his parents have 6 million. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure they own multiple golf courses, country clubs, nursing homes. I mean, they have us. And, you know, they told a story about Luigi's grandfather really coming over here to America, broke, started these businesses on his own. It's really the American dream. And now their family's legacy is tainted because Luigi decided that it was cool and a huge statement to take out somebody right there on the street in front of everybody. Other people could have been hurt. Laurie says it's not only United Healthcare, it's every health insurance company. That's true. It's everybody. It's everybody. El Cousin says Luigi got on the wrong track, wrong friends, and somehow rationalized his dirty deed. He's blaming it some on the pain in his neck and stuff. Listen, I have a medical implant in my back, and that allows me to walk around. Don't talk to me about pain, okay? 90% of the world is in pain, and they don't go out taking out people on the street. You have to use some normal when you get to be 15, you can't even get a word out of your mouth. But, well, you know what I mean. You have to use common sense. Rationalization. Thank you. Rationalization. I knew what word I wanted to use, but oh, Lord. I'm so sorry. We have real moments because this is real talk. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you. Michelle Freeman says something triggered his thinking to alarm his mother to do a missing persons report. Yes, she filed a missing persons report. Even she knew something was wrong. Rich Ross says, I have metal all in the left side of my body, and I'm not out here unaliving people. Case in point. Jean says, I don't think it was about the DUI or the pending security charges. Oh, I didn't even know about that. Still unjustified. Laurie says, both of my parents passed due to medical negligence, but it doesn't give me permission to unalive someone. It's true. You know. We talked about the vigilante part. If we say this is great, who's going to stop the person from shooting you in the back while you walk down the street just because they don't block the company you work for? Me and Michelle are in the same boat. Playing for keeps, he is worried about being in pain. Now he is sleeping on a slab of concrete and 0 meds. I know. I thought about this. I'm like, you had to, surely he didn't think that. So everything's alleged. I'm not saying that he done it. We're going to have the, we got to get the for sure's out of the way, okay? But let's say he done it as an example. Why did he go to McDonald's and get a hash brown? You know? Hi, Debbie. So he made dumb criminal mistakes. I don't think that he ever thought that he was going to get caught. Or maybe he did, and that's why he wrote the manifesto. I don't know. That's why I want to have a conversation about this, because it's interesting getting into the mind of somebody who would do this at all. Exactly, Michelle. At the same time, you have to look at the other side. Some folks are saying, well, how many people are shot in the back? There's no terrorism charges against them. This happens daily. And so some people feel like the charges are overblown, but I feel like it's really setting, because you have to sort of get a hold on this situation, because it could lead to others threatening insurance companies and taking action and so on and so forth. So you have to set an example. Doris says in his mind, maybe he thought it's for the greater good. There can't be a greater good when someone dies. And I'm not talking about warfare. There's a difference in absolutely needing to guard your country. Okay. Sassy says he hit his breaking point. Gwen says we cannot accept vigilante justice as normal. Mm-hmm. D-Max says he snapped. So just by a show of hands, and this is just, I'd like to take a poll. um, I'll have this up for 60 seconds. If you feel that this action was justified, give me a smile. If you feel that it's unjustified, give me a cry. And I'm not saying it's justified or not justified. I'm saying it's justified. That's what my personal opinion is. But I just want to know if there's anybody in here who feels like what he done was justified. I'm just interested to see. Oh, Terry. Yeah. And that's what I feel like. The overwhelming vote here is going to be absolutely not. Yeah. I get, yeah. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. See, by overwhelming. So maybe it seems like a lot of people, because when you're scrolling through when you're scrolling through, maybe you'll see a lot of videos about him being the hero. But if you look at the totality, I feel like it's going to be that people think that this was absolutely wrong to do. And it seems to be a lot of young people. Luigi's 26 years old. My son is 26 years old. And let me just throw it out there, young folks, that when you make videos and when you put stuff like that out there, please know that it's forever. And I really hope that it's not held against you one day, because you never know. Jean's daughter's 26. My son will be 27 in July. Emily says, I work for an insurance company and it's not as black and white as people think. Laurie says, agree, change can happen in a more constructive way. I agree. There's no doubt that there needs to be change in the insurance industry. There's no doubt. For all insurance, not just United Healthcare. What's up, some rando? It's just that you can't go around taking people's lives to get your point across. Melanie says, I work in medical billing for a hospital. Change is so needed. Oh, there goes my husband. Now you see him, now you don't. Good morning, happy grandma. So good to see you. Yes. Yes. I'm good. Looking forward to it being the weekend. Yeah. Laurie says, I'm 50 and I worked in the insurance and finance sales field for 17 years. There's a reason I got out. For those of you who are just coming in here, Laurie is the first cousin of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. She's in the room. And she's talked about, being able to see both sides as well. Thank you for saying that, Cocoa Puff. Well, this is a dilemma. But Playing for Keeps says, where does change start? With the facilities billing or the insurance paying? I say kind of both. I say that where the change is needed is lower salaries for higher ups, which could cover more claims. Seems like a simple fix, but like Emily said, it's not that black and white. Emily says, we follow Center for Medicare and Medicare guidelines. CMS needs an overhaul. We hit the 54,000 likes. We have 233 souls in the room. Today's live goal is 5 good mornings, and we have one of the 5. We done the happy weekend, and now we can do the good morning if you want to. So he says, I believe I read denial went up to 30%. Laura says, believe it or not, he did many talks in D.C. for change, but media won't tell that side of the story. So that's an interesting point right there. Laurie says, I believe that's another reason for him being targeted because they knew his name. Good morning, Cooking Bear. Happy Grandma says media only tells what they are allowed to tell. Excuse me. And that's the good thing about having a platform like this is that Laurie and Brian's family can come in here and tell the truth, tell the true sides about him and what he stood for. Emily says it's such a web of involvement with providers and insurance. That's a good question to me. I mean, I'm going to ask you guys, do you feel like CEOs of these big companies like healthcare or something that is really like controversial and touchy, that they have bodyguards, that the company provide bodyguards for them? Laurie says our grandmother is 104 and with it mentally and physically, it's so sad. She has lost 3 boys. I, I believe he did he have United Healthcare? That's what I thought. Everybody thought in the beginning, surely this is somebody who's couldn't pay their claim or something to that nature. Dee says, I thought they mentioned he was not insured through them. See, that's why I said was he, because I had a little trickling of info says, remember when? But I can't remember even who they said he had. I agree, Dragonfly. Big Pharma has too much control. Teresa says, I am not saying violence is the right answer, but our healthcare system is broken and not by nurses. Dora says, big money's involved. Follow the money. So if his health insurance company was not United Healthcare, then why do you think he picked that one? Because it had the highest denial rate? Or was Brian an easier target as far as pinpointing where he was at the time, his schedule? I'm talking about opportunity. Emily says these CEOs are just faces. They don't make many of the decisions. There are whole boards that do. Mandy says, why can we get Narcan free, but it costs hundreds of dollars for insulin and diabetes? I agree, honey. I got pre-diabetes and my medicine is a lot, but I'm trying not to get to that point because I'm afraid, because that runs in my family. And so the medicine to kind of combat that ahead of time is super expensive per month. Probably follow the stats. Laurie says he had guards on all travels. He didn't think he needed it to cross the street from his hotel to where he was going. So he does have guards, but he didn't feel like he needed it just crossing the street to go over to a meeting. I mean, and you absolutely did not see it coming at all. How horrible to have your life taken like that. It's his life. He had a right to his 100 years or his 104 years. They were his, not yours. you know? He didn't at the time, New Jersey. Uh Emily says I shouldn't have to be scared to say I work for an insurance company. I mean, it's a taboo topic. It's a taboo topic because insurance is hella expensive. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think my kids are grown now, but when they were teenagers, and that was some years ago, I mean, even then it was like $1,500 a month for a family. Laurie says, New Jersey mom, all the CEOs do, but he had talks at DC and other high populated places. Gosh, Jean. I remember Cobra. I had to do that while I was pregnant because I got laid off while I was pregnant back in 1998. And it was more than my mortgage at the time. I remember that. But I had to keep it because back then was, I guess, pre-existing. You had to, right? That was a hard time to get through that. I'm not sure, Sarah. That hasn't been confirmed. Laurie says they had 24-hour guards at his house for a week until Luigi was arrested. Perfectly imperfect. It's a lot. It's a lot. Just like, on Christmas Eve, you guys remember when my daughter, I took her to the emergency room. Remember, she was sick. They thought it was kidney stones. But she's like, oh, I shouldn't have come here because I can't afford it. But she works full time and a lot of her paycheck goes to paying her benefits. So it's sad that people pay for their benefits, but then they can't afford to use them. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how. Now, the healthcare in England's on a universal system, I think. And I know Canada's on that system. The only problem is it takes forever. They say for you, like, it's free, but it takes forever, surgeries and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Healthcare, yeah. That's what we go through. Doris says insurance is a gimmick, whether it's a house or auto. Dragonfly says, look at the VA. It's hard to get an appointment there. I've heard about that. And that's our veterans. That's our veterans. So, no doubt that our health insurance company is all over the country, all need a workover. Laurie said they had snipers at the funeral home on the funeral home roof. Kapow. I love that. Gen Z says, oh, the VA is terrible. My papa suffered in a VA hospital. Perhaps. Still, can't take a human life. Come on. If there's not anything you can do, you can't do that. And he knew that. We have laws in this country, for a reason. Laurie said they had to schedule two funerals, family, and one for friends and colleagues, but that one got canceled. That would be a question for Laurie. If you guys are just in here, Laurie is the first cousin of Brian, the CEO from United Healthcare. And there's a question from New Jersey Mom that says, has anyone heard from his parents? Are you talking about Brian's parents? Or Luigi's parents? You might be talking about Luigi's parents. And I believe that his mother did say something in a magazine or to People magazine. Sorry about that. Yes. I realized you were talking about his parents after I said it out loud and read it out loud. Laura says Brian's dad passed in February 2023. His mom is doing okay, but still in shock. Hey, Mrs. D's. We're talking about Luigi Mangione. Maybe. And I wonder if they saw any signs. I mean, that's so cliche to say after the fact because hindsight is 20/20, they say. But I wonder along the way, did they wonder at any point did they say something doesn't seem quite right? Other than when they reported him missing. All right, everybody. It is time for me to move on for the day. I will be live tomorrow night at Steph Case Files, the Late Show at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've got some other things I want to bring up, some other stories I'm going to do today. I did a lot of research yesterday. There's a new true crime case that I want to bring to your attention. It's almost exactly like the Bradley Straycenter case. The circumstances are similar. And so, let me read this. Luigi's mom did make a statement to our family for, wait a minute. Let me click that. I'll just say to our family, for our family. Yes. To do y'all's homework for tomorrow night show, here's a name I want you to Google. John Brent McGee. Missing. Google those words. Laurie, I want to especially thank you for speaking up on behalf of your cousin and your family. I'm incredibly honored to have you in here. Brent, B-R-E-N-T, Brent. And I want you to know that here at SCF, we are praying for you and your family. Absolutely 100% of the time. And we hope that Brian gets the justice that he deserves. Thank you, Riss Ross. Thank you, Laurie. Yes, everyone, please Google this name, John Brent McGee. It's McGhee from Leachville, Leachville, Arkansas. He's a 42-year-old father. He was last seen on July the 11th, 2024, leaving his cousin's house on foot. No phone, no money, no trace. But there's some suspicious circumstances that happen next, and we're going to get into that in tomorrow night's show. So I'm going to make the event register for the event. I'm working on, I asked my agent to please book this family for me. So hopefully they say yes. I want his sister to come on the show and tell his story. It's not going to be tomorrow night. We're going to talk about it. But essentially and eventually, I want her to come on the show, okay? Please know that you're making my dreams come true right before my eyes every single day. I say it without fail. I love you. Please know that you can find me on any social media platform. All you have to do is look for the same username and logo. Especially find me on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram. Everywhere you are, I am too. Please have a blessed and safe weekend. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.